Hey guys, welcome back to my custom kernel build with AI. This is update 4. I'm going to show you guys what's new with the system. Right now with the system, I added a bootable ISO to it that gets created once the system is compiled. So I'm just gonna show that right here, right now. Just gonna clean this first up and I'm going to create the ISO. It's really a fast process. It's a really short ISO. There it just got created. So I'm just gonna open the virtual machine. I'm going to add it here so I can install it. I was using Kernel in the previous update to install the system, but now we're actually using a virtual machine and we can actually install the system. So far, the system only works to install on an ID controller. I tried SATA, NVMe, and others, but no success so far. So we're just gonna go ahead and just add here the ISO that we see as created. Select CD-ROM, let's add that there. Manage, let's browse for it, and it should be, here it is, JC kernel ISO. It's only 1.9 megabytes. It's really small. Let's open that up, finish that up, boot options, and let's put that as the main one. Tag that there, apply that, and let's actually start the system. So first up, you're going to notice that the system now actually has a startup screen. Start. And now we can actually see the system loading. I tried to sync this up so this is actually accurate, because in the background before in other testing that I had done, this actually booted with some background text. But I wanted to add like a bar, so I just wanted to fix that part. So this will take a little bit and it will take us to the login so we can actually install the system on the virtual disk. And there we can see, it sees the CPU, the RAM. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate if it's using that much. This is not running in real time, so I'm not sure if that's actually accurate. So let's just go ahead and just log in. This is a live boot and let's just install the system. I still remain with the core user and the password. Okay, we're now inside of the system. Now we did add a new command which is called ldisk, just to show us the current disk that's connected. We should see here this 0 the ID virtual disk. So let's just go ahead and use the command kernel to actually install the system. You can see it right there, virtual disk. Now it says install that. Yes, and proceed. There it is, just wiping the system. Initiate it, and it has been successfully installed. Perfect. Now we're just gonna go ahead and just shut it down. Now sometimes I get like an error that my mouse disappears. I'm not sure why that happens. So now I'm just gonna remove the CD-ROM. Yeah, let's delete that. We don't need that anymore. We can just make a new one later on if I want to. Let's just start it up. We want this to be first, not the network. And start it up. And now you can see the system is installed on the virtual disk. That will take a little bit. Okay, perfect. There we have it. So this is actually going to be version 5 of the kernel, but added more zeros. It's just because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make a lot of version updates. I'm gonna put this in full screen. Now let's just log into the system as core. We're now logged in. So I'm just gonna show you guys all the new commands that have been added to the system. I'm gonna open up the help. In the help, we can still see the same file, nav, sys, and net, and tools. We also added a new help. If a command has a subcommand, you can just type it in and it will show you the subcommand of this current command. So as for files, we have no new changes here, only one. In that case, it would be the trash. But this currently at this moment, it does not work correctly. If I wanted to create a file, as you can see here with CRI, you can create a file or a batch files. If I wanted to like create say 40 files, and let's name them test. It's gonna make 40 of them. And if we open the directory with DI, you can see all the files have been created. But if we try to use the trash, it's not actually working. Even if I wanted to delete a file with the new command delete, let's say test3, that has been deleted. If we try to open again the trash command, it'll say there's no items in there. So that's just not working yet. I still need to do more testing on that part. And we also added that flag so it can show, so we can actually empty it out permanently. So that needs to be fixed. For the navigation, nothing has changed in here. We still have the go to directory, go back up a level, and to see the directory 3. There's nothing new in here. Now as for system, a lot of things have changed here. We added ldisk to see available disks, which is what we did earlier in the video, ldisk. We can now actually see the disk here, but I don't like how this actually looks. I think I'm gonna change this again. Maybe in the future update I might do that again. we still have the this. For the this command, we actually added a flag for it. So if we wanted to use help this, it should show us a flag here of what it actually does. Show detail, smart, and ID information. So if we were to use this for this example, it shows us the information of what it is, the bus type, and we want to see more details. As you can see right here, you type in this -d and we can see more information about it. Some of this information I don't think is accurate. I need to actually fix it. Some parts work, but it's still in testing again. That's bound to happen. Kernel command remains the same. The only thing that was added was when we install it. We can even run the command and install the system from here if we wanted to. It's odd that that works, but it works. This remained the same. Shutdown, reboot. Log has been improved a little bit better, but there's still issues with this. It still logs everything that has been logged in right now. As you can see, we deleted that. You can go up, but as you can see, it's still buggy. Sometimes it just works when it wants to work, and other times it just doesn't wanna. And I think it's just okay. There, it's still working. The task manager, this is still not working. I still haven't been able to get this to work correctly. When I see these processes that are running right here, they're not accurate. They're really not accurate. This, I don't believe, is using 8 or 9% of the system. So yeah, that's still in process. We did add it, like you can just exit it out using Q. So you can just use Q. Hostname, well, this still works if you want to change the name of your system, which is, this is the name right now. You just want to put hostname, and let's just name the test PC. And it will just save that, and there you can see it right there. Now it says test PC. The desktop environment is really buggy. It really doesn't work that well. If I would launch it right now, it's just gonna launch normally. This is just how it looks. I want to open the terminal. So far, this is what actually works a little bit, but it still has issues. Like say if I wanted to actually try to run everything from here, you can see that it's cutting out. I haven't been able to fix that yet, so that might be in a future update. If we want to close this out, we can just do it from here, or just use the escape button, exit, there we go. The mouse just shows us the diagnosis of where the mouse is. As you can see, the mouse is here. If we were to type in the mouse, it shows us the last position where it was. If you were to do that again, it would just update. That's all that it does. It's just good for testing, but at the same time, we can see multiple mouses here. There's another one here. I am not sure how to get rid of that, so that's just more bugs. We did add it, the delete command. I don't know why I did not add this earlier. I guess now I just added it. This works perfectly. Now the screen command. Oh, man, I love this one. We can configure our screen, and this one has a subcommand, help screen. We can see here that it's the C to display the current resolution. So we can actually change the screen right now to 1080p. So screen, we can actually see the screen that it shows. We want to choose number 4. Before I do that, we can actually see the current screen right now. What's the actual resolution? It's 800 by 600. That's why it looks like this. So let's just go ahead and just update that. And let's choose 4. It has been changed. Now all that we literally need to do is just reboot the system. And now you can see it is in full screen, then you're like, well, okay, that actually looks better. That looks more legit. But yeah, now this actually looks really nice. This startup screen, we can also even change it. Just change the colors. Not really anything else you can do at this moment. Okay, there you can see now it looks actually more better, more legit, more nice. Very good. And now if we were to check again the screen, it should show us the current screen resolution. And for the new commands, which are basically the internet commands, this is actually broken. I tried to create an SSH and just rename it as SKS, Secure Shell Control. Well, it actually doesn't work. I will need to add another virtual machine and try to pair them to see if I can connect to the other system, but I have no success with that. And this in the previous update, this actually was working to get pinned from public DNS, but I haven't been able to get it to work. If I were to show right now the net status of this, you can see it's like a random IP. It's not picking up the current virtual internet that this system has, so that still needs to be fixed. Next, renew. If I were trying to run this, it's still broken. It'll basically say that it's trying to discover something and it'll give us a timeout. So that's some updates for the next video. It doesn't work. I'm a little bit disappointed about that part. Now for the other part, it would be tools. Now for tools, we actually upgraded a little bit Mr. Editor. Now, if we wanted to try to type in here and make comments, we can actually just use the hashtag now and it will be grayed out. So nothing actually just goes there and you can just use it like normal. And if I wanted to try to type something, additionally, you can still save it. Nothing there has changed. I'm just gonna close that out. You just added like the hashtag functionality on that. And we also added here like a very basic language in this run so you can actually execute scripts. And we still have the clean command. So this actually does work. And for the list that we have here, only one of these works. I added like a bunch up here, but these are still like just description. This doesn't actually work how I wanted to so far. Like say for example, we want to open the Mr. Editor right now, run a script. The most simplest way that I could think of running this would be doing it like this, print, and we want to add a double quotes, and we're gonna put for this example, hello, YouTube, and you end it with double quotes, and we're gonna save that with F2. Let's put here hello.jcw. You save that. We're gonna exit out. Let's open the directory, and we should see it right there, hello. Now we want to run that. Run hello, and there's one thing, if I use the tab, it'll actually just find it for you and enter that and just run it. And as you can see there, hello YouTube. I also added to this error functionality. I think that's how you would call it. So we want to open that again, editor hello, and we want to edit this. We're gonna make an error on purpose. Just remove the double quotes and just override that. F3, exit out of there. If we want to run it again, run hello, you would get an error, missing colon quotes, even though it says it's trying to print something. But again, this is not like perfect, but I added like that little thing there. I'm still learning on how to do this. And the last thing that I did added was the startup screen. You can change its color. So I did add like a configuration here. You can see right here, screen startup configuration. This is cutting out. So the directory is not perfect. I need to actually fix that. So we want to go there, go to screen. We use the auto test. Now we're in there, open the directory from there. We can see there the configuration file. We can use Mr. Editor and startup. And from here, we can actually just change this. So we're just gonna change the background. If I'm not mistaken, we're gonna choose the color red. So I'm just gonna put this 0000, override that, save that, exit that out, and now we're just gonna reboot the system. And it should work last time I tested it out. Ah, there it is. It took a little bit to actually show up the other color. Now that I think about it, it's very bright. But again, this is just testing purposes. And yeah, guys, that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, useful. Like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next update. Thank you for everything, guys. Hi, guys. Have a great day.